Charter Local Edition with your host, John MacDonald.
Hello and welcome. I'm visiting today with Senator J.P. Pomnichowski from Bozeman. Welcome, Senator.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you taking some time to visit with us.
I appreciate the opportunity.
So we are actually meeting in Bozeman. You're at the Montana League of Cities and Towns, and wanted to just talk a little bit about everything that's going on in your fair city. I know you've got a lot of high-tech industry going on. Talk a little bit about that.
Bozeman, Montana has become a high-tech center in the Rocky Mountain West. In large part due to Montana State University, but also to the brains that MSU draws. The high-tech industry now centers on high-tech optics and cameras, a lot around health discovery, vaccines and treatments for disease. It's really become a center. We draw a lot of innovation and intelligence to Bozeman these days. And some of that is manifest in record enrollment numbers at Montana State University now. Yeah.
Talk a little bit too, you were instrumental in the Small Business Technology Transfer Program, I believe it's called. Tell us a little bit about what that is and what that took to kind of get that in place.
I am so proud of this. Montana has won many federal grants in the Small Business Innovative Research and Small Business Technology Transfer programs. Those are federal grants, and awardees are companies or people who are doing research that have proven that they have such a high caliber idea that it should be fostered with federal grant dollars. And I passed a bill for state matching dollars. So the federal dollars are a bit limited. They're quite restrictive in that they must apply only to the research or the innovation. But research or vaccines or high resolution optics are only good if they can be introduced into the marketplace. The state matching grants can help toward that. So we require that businesses start in Montana and employ Montanans. So you'll hear a lot of politicians talk about creating jobs. This one really does. This starts businesses in Montana and keeps them in Montana, employing us, our friends and neighbors.
Do you have any idea for the time that that's been in place, how many jobs that's created or what the economic impact has been?
The economic impact is huge. So there was one company here that started with a $20,000, the investors, $20,000 of their own money, and is now a $30 million pharmaceutical company. The return on investment is huge, and basically a rising tide lifts all boats. So yeah, it's
another
great.
thing that I know you were very involved with is the Cancer Drug Donation Program.
Yes.
Tell folks what that is.
That is a wonderful program. Again, kind of an innovative research type of program. So for patients who need but cannot afford all of the drugs, the myriad numbers of drugs that you need for cancer treatment, this program is through participating dispensaries, whether those are pharmacies or treatment centers. And I'm pretty proud to say that the Bozeman Cancer Center was the first to implement this. It allows for donations of medication from pharmaceutical companies or in tamper-resistant packaging from patients who cannot use the drugs to patients who need them. So it's never patient to patient, it's through a dispensary. But really, it's just the most effective way to dispense cancer drugs to those who need them. It's great.
And have you, following up on that, have you had any personal experience in that area? I mean, obviously the bill came about out of an interest on your part. Was there something that really motivated you to introduce that?
There is a cancer physician, a cancer doctor here in Bozeman, an oncologist, who came to me with the idea. And a dear friend of mine is a nurse in the cancer center and said, it is a crying shame that when someone develops an allergic reaction or just does not respond to a drug, that a $7,000 1-month supply cannot be used. That just makes no sense. Can we change that? And we did. Yeah.
Talk a little bit too, switching gears, the Montana, I'm going to mess up the name, but the Montana Soil Project, or the Montana,
oh, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that and what that is and what the goal is with that.
This past session, 52 fourth graders came to Helena, Montana and testified in front of the House and Senate committees to pass a new state symbol, a state soil. It is the SCOBY soil series. It's the soil type that underlies the Golden Triangle and the High Line, some of the most productive farmland in our state. It's non-irrigated farmland. This soil holds water so that plants on non-irrigated farmland can draw that water up and produce high-protein, hard red wheat. It was an amazing experience, not just for the fourth graders to pass a bill, but I heard from so many of their parents to say that this really made real for them the legislative process. It really is not as mysterious as we make it out to be most of the time.
And if I remember right, was there a push on this as well to try to get something on the state flag, the representation of the soil on the state flag?
There was, but I made the point that we really are pretty well represented on the state flag. We show the mountains and the waving grains, and we're handled.
But it was a nice effort for the kids. It gave them an opportunity to see the legislature and how the legislature works first person.
Yeah, all the inner workings.
Yeah. Well, we have been visiting today with Senator J.P. Pomnichowski. We're at the Montana League of Cities and Towns meeting in her hometown of Bozeman, Montana. Senator, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Charter Local Edition has been an exclusive presentation of Charter Communications, providing original programming.